If you or your loved one is impacted by diabetes and have questions, the Barbados Diabetes Foundation has the answers.
It's always easier to reverse diabetes, certainly control it properly and avoid complications if you at least know that you have it.
But it's just again to re-emphasize the importance of good diabetic care. And diabetic care involves really almost every part of the body. So it's your feet, your heart. But again, we're coming back to what our main focus is at this time is the eye care.
The Maria Holder Diabetes Center, located in Warren, St. Michael, is your source of diabetic care. You can reach them by calling 243-EYES, 243-3937 for more information.
Happy Saturday morning to everyone tuned in to VOB 92.9 FM right now. It's the month of November, and as we celebrate 57 years of independence, you are about to hear what has become a weekly ritual every Saturday at 9 a.m. 15 of the healthiest minutes you will ever hear on your radio with the compliments of the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program, the Maria Holder Diabetes Center, and the Barbados Community Foundation. Good morning to Larry and all the friends of Larry who are tuned in. This is Peter Boyce here, and you heard me start out by mentioning our independence celebrations, but there's one other celebration that's even more germane to this show, because November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and next week, Tuesday the 14th of November, is World Diabetes Day. So there are a lot of activities that the Maria Holder Diabetes Center is involved in. You'll be hearing about some of those inside of this show, and you're also going to be hearing a statement from Dr. Diane Braffett on the behalf of the Diabetes Foundation. So listen out for that. But now I mention activities. We want to thank everyone who came out to the Willie Gymnasium last week Saturday, including Larry, because Larry said that he was going. The Diabetes Foundation thanks everyone who attended Exercise Extravaganza at the Willie Gymnasium last week Saturday and made that event the success that it was. All done with the compliments of the Maria Holder Diabetes Center, located next door to Eunice Gibson Polyclinic up there in Warren, St. Michael. Once you are diabetic or pre-diabetic, they are your one-stop shop for all of your diabetic needs. Your one-stop shop for you to get your eyes screened for diabetic retinopathy, because you know you're supposed to do that every year once you're diabetic. Your one stop for you to get a vascular screening to make sure you know where your feet is swelling up and if you really have bad circulation for true. Your one stop shop to get a personal consultation with nutritionist Victoria Cox to help you streamline your eating, because you know you don't want Christmas to come and catch you with an extra weight. Next thing you know, you're bigger than Santa Claus. So make an appointment with Victoria and let her design a diet plan for you. Your one-stop shop for podiatry care, because you know when you're a diabetic, you must take special care of your feet. And your one-stop shop for diabetes specialist nurses and doctors like Dr. Diane Braffett. You listening to VOB right now. Have you called and made that appointment yet to visit the Diabetes Center? If you haven't, you need to do it, you know. Call 243-3937. That number again? 243-3937. When we return right after this, you'll hear from clinical consultant and director with the Maria Holder Diabetes Center, Dr. Diane Braffett, with a message for Diabetes Month and health tips for you all rolled into one right after this. The Maria Holder Diabetes Center will be offering after the 14th of November free Reiki sessions, encouraging a healthy and positive mind to promote healing in the body, to help persons living with diabetes to manage their stress by visiting our Reiki practitioner who's donating her services during the month of November. You will also have some upcoming opportunities to have some discussions with a health coach as well. Persons can contact the Diabetes Foundation to get more information after the 14th of November by calling 243-3937.
It's that time of year again. Independence Month, but also World Diabetes Month. And just around the corner on the 14th of November is World Diabetes Day. A day when we take the opportunity to acknowledge and highlight aspects related to diabetes care that are of concern to us and of concern to you. We know that the global prevalence of diabetes and also the rates in Barbados are rising. We also know that the rates are increasing significantly in younger persons, and the epidemic is actually growing fast masses in the ages of 40 to 50 years. Yes, while it's true, diabetes is in fact the number one cause of acquired disability through its complications worldwide. And yes, while it's also true that it's a major cause of hospitalization, sickness, ill health, and unfortunately for some persons, premature death, we also know that doesn't have to be your reality. However, we are happy to be here to try to help to put you in the driver's seat. Some people say ignorance is bliss, but when we're talking about diabetes, ignorance can never be bliss. Diabetes is unfortunately one of those silent conditions that kind of sits there largely unnoticed until it's been there long enough or is serious enough to actually cause symptoms. So as we always preach and will continue to preach, we want people to do two things. Number one, do everything that you can do to prevent it in the first place. After all, prevention is always better than cure. And number two, get regular screening. Do not wait until you're having symptoms to screen for diabetes. So the theme for World Diabetes Day is access to cure. And the slogan for 2023 is know your risks, know your response. And we're going to look at these two phrases, maybe just to think a bit more about what they mean. So when I think about access to cure, I think that everybody who's at risk of diabetes or has prediabetes or diabetes should have access to all the types of care that they need so that they can manage this condition well or the risk well to reduce their risks. Prevent yourself from becoming diabetic. Put your prediabetes into remission. If you're not able to put your diabetes into remission, control it very well. I also think about timely referrals. Have you been referred to screening? Have you been referred to have things done like getting your eyes checked, your feet checked, checking your kidneys? Have you been referred to a dietitian? There isn't anybody who is either at risk of or has prediabetes who should not have had a consultation with a dietitian. Many of us think we know what a healthy diet is, but the reality is when you're dealing with diabetes, your nutrition recommendations may have to be individualized to you. And maybe you may even have a specific action plan to get your diabetes into remission. In the case of type 2 diabetes, of course. I like to also think about access to education. The more you understand about the condition, the more you understand about how it can impact your body, the more you understand about your medication and how your medication works, the better off it will be for you. So we want to keep sharing messages to help you to know exactly what you need and to put you in the driver's seat. Now we're going to visit that phrase, know your risk, followed by know your response. So knowing your risk. Are you at risk of diabetes or prediabetes? Maybe you should think about this. If you're over the age of 35 years, do you have hypertension or high cholesterol? Maybe you have diabetes in your family history. Maybe your parents, a sibling, or maybe your grandparents. Are you a smoker? Have you recently put on weight? Is your lifestyle excessively sedentary? Have you entered your menopause? Did you have gestational diabetes? That is diabetes in pregnancy. Or if you're a younger person, a child, did your mother have diabetes when she was pregnant with you? These are all the things we want to think about when we talk about knowing your risk. And if you are at risk, it definitely means you just should discuss screening for diabetes with your doctor. Know your response. Well, first of all, you can't respond to something if you don't know that you have it. That's why screening is so imperative. Maybe you should consider making screening a part of your regular medical and work out a schedule with your healthcare provider. So if you think that you are at risk or you know for sure you've had a screening test which suggests that you're pre-diabetic or diabetic or you're at risk of it, go and get the education you need. Educate yourself on the condition, its management, all aspects of nutrition, exercise, and make some plans. Exercise doesn't have to look boring. It can actually be lots of fun. It's something you can do with your family members or children or even your pets. Know about medications that are used in the management of diabetes. Obviously, especially if you're being put on a medication. Ask questions. Don't be scared to ask questions. My last word of encouragement. You can know what your response should be, but make sure you put some of that knowledge into action. You don't necessarily have to do it all at once, but choose at least one or two things you can start working on to make a positive difference for your life and the life around you. So don't forget, the 14th of November, put on your blue, go out there, represent, and share your knowledge and encourage other people to open up. Let's stop treating diabetes like something that needs to be hidden. It's too prevalent to hide it. We need to talk about it, and we need to collectively take action against it.
Thank you, Dr. Diane Braffett, for that message and all of those wonderful tips as we celebrate Diabetes Awareness Month in November and World Diabetes Day next week, Tuesday. And you know the Diabetes Foundation had the exercise extravaganza that happened last week at the gymnasium. Well, for today's song, we are going to recreate how it was when Spinny went on stage and directed the audience in an exercise session. Time for you to get on your feet and move this Saturday morning. This is Lil Wick with Gym Instructor. Compliments, the Maria Holder Diabetes Center. Get up off of your feet. Get up off of your feet.
Book your vascular or ABI screening test today by calling the Maria Holder Diabetes Center 243-3937.
Right there, on your right. Bust a little wine right there, on your right. Rocky right there, on your right. Firm and tight. No, give me a wine. No, on the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, on the other side. Walkie, on the other side. Keeping it firm and tight. No, push, don't, girl, work those abs. No, in, oh, down. Work it, push, don't, girl, work those abs. No, in, oh, down. Work it, push, don't, girl, work those abs.
Contact the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program today at 243-EYES, 243-3937.
Come let me work all way the dance. Get ready now to move your structure. Position and hold your stance. Put your hand by your head, push them up in gear, and you're walking up your waist, and you're shuffling. I like to move it. I like to move it. You like to move it.
Elite Sports will host the Glucerna Glow 5K Run and Walk, which takes place at the NCF Wanstead St. Michael on Saturday, 11th of November at 7 p.m. This year, diabetes will be the focus of this venture. Partners in this venture are the Diabetes Association, the Diabetes Foundation, and BAMSAC. Participants are encouraged to wear high visibility gear for safety. Depict the theme, be safe, be seen. Thanks to our sponsors Glucerna, Pedialyte, Glow Plate and Signs, and Earth Mother Botanicals. The Lions and Leos of Zone 3A Barbados, in partnership with the Diabetes and Hypertension Association of Barbados and the Encrine Center Inc., present Access to Diabetes Care on Saturday, November the 18th at the Lions Global Village, Dighton Griffith Secondary School, Kingston, Christchurch, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on November the 18th. In partnership with the Barbados Diabetes Foundation. In 2023, the campaign's focus is to increase public awareness of the risk factors associated with type 2 diabetes, its related complications, the importance of having access to the right information and care to ensure timely treatment and management. So make sure and attend the Access to Diabetes Care event taking place on Saturday, November the 18th, Lions Global Village, Dighton Griffith Secondary School, Kingston, Christchurch. The Maria Holder Diabetes Center, located in Warren St. Michael, with their diabetic eye screening program, offers a standard of service that equals or surpasses any you might receive internationally. So if you're a diabetic or pre-diabetic and listening to your radio right now, you need to make an appointment and get your eyes screened by calling 243-3937 to make that appointment. In addition, there's now a new vascular service that is the centerpiece of a national campaign that will highlight the discovery of early circulatory problems in the limbs and extremities of at-risk persons. So if you are having vascular or circulation problems, call and make an appointment at 417-5980 or 243-3937. The last 15 minutes you heard on VOB was was brought to you with the compliments of the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program in partnership with the Barbados Community Foundation and the Maria Holder Diabetes Center. Until next time, take care of your eyes.
Did you know nearly 1 in 5 adults in Barbados have diabetes? Did you know diabetes is one of the leading causes of vision loss in the world? Regular eye screening can save your eyes. Contact the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program today at 243-3937.